Hi there, this is Diane, one of 5 awesome optimists, and we have something special coming this weekend, Valentine's Day. And whether you're married or whether you're single, Valentine's Day is a very special day. And not just because Hallmark said so or because you can buy candy hearts or chocolate or flowers, but because it's a given day to express our love. And in some countries, it is only for our special sweetheart love that they celebrate. But here in the United States, it's a day to express love in general. So like I remember when I was a child, we would have Valentine's parties and bring a Valentine for everybody, even those we didn't like. We had to have one for everybody. And through the years, as my children were growing, we would make sure that we would express our appreciation and love for all kinds of people, our teachers, our mail carriers, our neighbors. And one of the things that we did that might be kind of a fun idea for you is that I got a bunch of balloons and I tied them to the mailboxes on my street. I remember I had a little cul-de-sac and I would buy 14 balloons, and I'd put one on my mailbox too, so they wouldn't see it was me who did it, so we did it anonymously. And it was so fun, to drive around with my kids and let them feel how exciting that was to do something that was kind and something that was anonymous for somebody else. Plus, it was really awesome to, drive in that day and see the whole street lined with little balloons all over the mailboxes. And, you could kick that up a notch and have those fancy decorated cookies or whatever, but, people are busy. And that's just a quick little thing that you can do. You can call a balloon shop and have the balloons ready, or if you have a helium tank, which I do. I actually did mine from a balloon shop, but I could do it from a helium tank now that I have my own. And the other thing that was interesting that I was thinking of is, a lot of times when you are single, and this day comes rolling around, and I think one of our fellow optimists called it Single Awareness Day. And sometimes we can start feeling sorry for ourselves. Oh, I don't have the love of my life. But if you have an optimist view about this, and we take some of the advice from lots of experts in love, and like we had Amy Spencer, the dating optimist, last week, that we do have love. We have love all around us, and we have had love all throughout our whole lives. And if we behave as though we are so treasured and so loved today, that we have love in our life, and we even could have, romantic love in our minds so powerfully and so what is the word? I think the word is powerfully and so real that when we imagine it, we can actually feel it and smell it and taste it sometimes. And part of that, one of the activities that I've been doing is try to do that sort of visualization, like, okay, so fast forward and it's actually a physical part of your life. It's not in the the mental realm anymore. What's going to be different about that? How does that feel? What does that look like? And I think some of the times, we think, oh, I don't know how long it's going to go, or worse yet, we just get completely cynical. And believe me, I've been all over the board on this, and I keep not giving up my hope and keep trying to be just patient, really just patient, and work on myself and enjoy just being. And another thing that's very, very fascinating, and I did a little experiment today. So here's what I did. I joined 3 singles sites. It took me about 25 minutes for all 3. Took me like 5 to 6 minutes for the first one, 5 to 6 minutes for the second one, and then the other one I had to take a little personality assessment thing. But boom, just like that I was in, and I was thinking about it while I was like brushing my teeth and getting ready this morning. What name I wanted to be, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to do this for an experiment, like 3 or 4 days, and I'm not going to pay to read my messages or whatever. And so I'm just going to call it, Valentine, because I think this time of year people's awareness of their singleness is heightened, and so I just wanted to do it for an experiment. Something interesting has happened, though, in the time that I signed up, which was about, I don't know, 2 or 3, so now it's just after midnight when I'm filming this, and one of my profiles, the photo just went public, and so your photo's like, your profile's like dead until your photo comes alive, so that one isn't really a fair assessment of a true, day of photos. But I have to just show you, if you've never gotten on this before, how it's just a very, very interesting phenomenon about, on the online dating thing, and so that you think, oh, love's not out there, and I was just also thinking this, why do we look outside of ourselves for the love when we have it right inside of us? We are the source. We're not looking for the source. We are the source, and we are the ones who can, be a well of love that we have in our life. Even if there was another person there to partake of it, it still stems from within us. So this is just going to crack you guys up, I think, and I'm just going to turn this around so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is within, just hours. I've had 112 views to my profile, and if you look over here how many messages I have, there's 27 new messages. So what is that, about 25%? And I can, let's see what happens if I refresh the page, if it goes up at all. Okay, and then over here on this website, I've got, this is one of my faith-based websites. And what does that say there? I hate Valentine's Day. I guess that's a movie thing. And this one has my profile up there. And then I joined this other one. It's called Plenty of Fish. This is a free service. And if you look at, my profile, this is just so funny. When you do a profile, you don't have to get all sappy. This is just a fun thing to do. So you want to check out what your profile looks like. And here, oh my gosh, I have like 3 pages of 20 messages on each page of messages already, corresponded with several guys today, just within the last few hours, and mind you, I'm brand new on here, so obviously, when you're fresh on there, you get a little bit more attention. But oh, I was going to show you another thing too. Here we go. Here's what, and then it says, I get an interesting name. I wanted to be Valentine, and then I thought of something else of what I would say, like, oh, I want to be the real thing. So then I added this to it. That's me, Coca-Cola Valentine. I'm the real thing, baby. 100% caffeine-free, always bubbly, a 12-pack carry in case, warning, habit forming, may need daily dose, and always satisfies. Now, being funny and clever is one of the things that you must possess if you have the courage to go online. And I'm going to close those out. But, I think about some of the most memorable names, and I remember one was called Cilantro. And anyway, there's a whole, like a science to having a very successful online dating profile. And I do have a resource on one of my websites called makeoversession.com with the online dating profile, Grant Adams. He has some fantastic, phenomenal tips for men from another man. He's the only man guru in that I do respect. And I honestly, he's just like, from one gentleman to another one, he doesn't pussyfoot around, you know, certain topics or whatever, but he's so good. And I've read his, it's like an e-training book on how to talk to a woman online. But you can see how, if you do decide to go that route, that you are, you know, where, just like the title of that, plenty of fish. You know, you're not the only one out there, so you have to do something to make your profile and your photos stand out. Don't just throw up, you know, something. Take some time. Be thoughtful about it. And be optimistic about it. And I mean, I was just, you know, if I count up how many messages the first time I ever did it years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I think in one day on one site there were over 200 messages, and I was just overwhelmed. I mean, mind you, I was married for almost, 18 years, and I was off the market for 20 years, and so it was pretty scary, and so you just don't know where people are entering that scene. So be gentle, but have fun, have fun with it. And regardless of what comes from that experience, it's always a good experience because it bolsters your self-esteem, it bolsters your confidence, it helps your communication skills, it's safe, it's a good playground to learn how to practice your skills of communicating, to learn how to take off all those other hats that you wear, your employee hat, your dad or mom hat, your neighbor hat, your sister brother hat, all the things that we do, but somehow everything gets piled on top of your woman hat or your man hat. And I think I was so grateful for the lesson that there was one particular man who taught me that lesson, that it's okay to just be a woman and actually enjoy myself. I mean, I had such guilt. I had such guilt when I first started that, it was a total novelty to wonder, what do I like? I don't know. I never have thought about it. I've had kids. I've, had a household to run. I've been working and blah, blah, blah. So, now that I feel a little more comfortable and realize that the best thing that I could give to the world is to be a happy, fulfilled woman. And it helps all of those other areas in my life. So, being optimistic about finding love in your life and already having love in your life, already recognizing that there's love in your life. That is my awesome message today. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Have a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. And step outside of yourself and be the Valentine giver to somebody in a nursing home or your neighbor or the little kids. When I was a little kid, my mom, aka Cupid, she would leave Valentines on our porch and ring the doorbell and run, and we would open the door, and on the porch there'd be these Valentines and cookies or whatever, and we'd be like, oh my gosh, who did that? We figured out later that it was her, but I did that for years with my kids. And when I lived back east, when it was snowy, I would just do it like on the inside of the house when they'd wake up in the morning, and when they'd open their door from their bedroom, there'd be like, the awesome Valentines right there in front of their door. So have fun with Valentine's Day. It's a day of love, and there's so many kinds of love that we can express to each other, that even if you don't have a sweetheart to snuggle up with and to kiss, you can have all of the things of love to enjoy today, and you can give the things, because you don't need to look for the source of love. You are the source. I mean that. Thanks for watching. I'm Diane, one of 5 awesome